This video is brought to you by the Abbey Community Skills Society. Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Laszlo, I'm your virtual instructor. In this video, I will show you how to set up Godot and how to get the first project to be up and running. Okay, so to get started, Godot does need a brand new fresh folder to be able to create a project, so we need to make one. So right click, new folder, and I'm going to call this Flappy Bird game. Okay, so once you've got this folder ready to go, I highly recommend you double click it. Click on the address bar. They'll tell you exactly where this folder is on the computer. You can right click, copy. At this point, you can close this folder. Now you can open Godot. So double click Godot to open it. And you will get this message the very first time you open it. We don't want to start with any example projects. So we're just going to click cancel. And then we're going to click on new project. We're going to highlight this project path here, right click and click paste. They'll put in the folder that we just created, and you should see that it matches the name, Flappy Bird Game, Flappy Bird Game. Perfect. And I'm just going to swap it over to OpenGL ES 2.0. There's just more compatibility with more systems that can run that renderer. And then click create and edit. Okay, it'll just take a second. So this is the window that you get. Let's go through just the basic setup of, or just the basic introduction to Godot. So Godot has a few components. It's got in top left corner, you've got your scenes and all the nodes that make up the scenes. So think of it as kind of like the objects and all the components that belong to objects, all the things that make up the objects and their behaviors. In the bottom left, you've got your file system. So this is where all of our resources like our images and sounds will be stored. So we'll be throwing them in here in a little bit. Then in the middle, you've got your viewport. So this is where you can actually see the game that you're building. This is the 3D viewport. You can zoom in and out, rolling the mouse wheel in and out. And you can also rotate or pan, in this case rotate by pressing down the middle mouse button. And in the 2D world, if I switch over to 2D, then pressing down the middle mouse button lets you move the screen left and right, up and down. And then rolling the mouse wheel lets you zoom in and out. Finally, on the right hand side here, we have the inspector. And this is what shows you all the different options and properties of nodes that we create. But to see this, you first need to select a node. And finally, the node does have some signaling and things that it can do, which I'll talk about later. For that as well, you need to select a node. Okay, so that's the basic opening of the project. At this point, I think we can minimize Godot. So let's go ahead and minimize Godot. And let's set up some of the things in this folders. So this is my Godot project folder, as I mentioned from before. So please double click it and open it. And then go to your Flappy Bird folder, which contains all your resources, and open that one as well. We're going to be throwing some files back and forth here. So the first thing is you have to think about all the different things that are going to be in your game. So I know I'm going to have a bird. So in my Godot project folder, I'm going to right click, new folder, and I'm going to call this bird. And in the bird folder, I want to throw everything that is related to the bird. So if I go to my sounds, I know that both of these sounds are going to be related to the bird, so I can highlight both, right click, copy. Now go over to my project folder, go into the bird folder, and right click, paste. So I've moved the two sounds from my resources folder into the bird folder. Let's go back. Let's go over to our sprites folder. So in my sprites, I want the bird PNG. So I'm going to right click, copy. I'm still in the bird folder here, right click, paste. Perfect. So that takes care of my bird. I don't believe there's anything else that the bird needs. And I also don't believe there's anything else that I really need for, in terms of sounds, for anything else. So I'm going to make the other folders as well. That's my pipes folder. It needs one image. So I'm going to right click on the pipe image, copy, go into this folder and paste. And let's go back. New folder. I'm going to make one for the ground. It's the same process. I'm just repeating the same process. Once again, game design is not about step-by-step instructions. It's more about learn the process and then you can repeat it as many times as you want. And you can even take the steps in different order. Right click on ground, copy, go back to my ground folder and paste. So I've got my bird ground pipes. Then I need my background. So let's do the background as well. The background is going to be part of the final game scene. So I'm going to make one more folder here. I'm going to call this game. So this is throwing them all together. And I'm going to throw the background into here. So right click, copy, and paste. Perfect. So with that, I have all of my main objects that I need for this game ready to go. Finally, I just need one more thing, which is my fonts. So I'm going to right click this font, copy, and just throw it into the root of the folders. The root just means that it's the main folder, main project folder. Okay, so I've got all this done. I think I'm going to delete these, but let's see if we can delete them from Godot. So let's close these. Let's go back to Godot. And if I go back to the main folder, if I right click, delete, yes. So if you need to delete something from the game, in this case, I want to delete this icon because I don't actually need the icon, so I can right click, delete, and remove. There we go. So now you'll see that my resources or my file system is ready to go. It matches everything that I need. Okay. So with that, I'm going to stop the video, and in the next video, we'll start coding some of these things. We'll start with the bird and then make our way down to game, ground, pipes, and so on. Okay. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.